And welcome to the first weekly analysis that I've done on this channel, and actually ever. I've never done a weekly analysis for my trading, but I feel like it will help a lot coming into the week with, an expectation on what I should be looking for and what I think or what the chart is showing me is could potentially happen in this coming week. I'm not obviously telling you what's going to happen. This is not financial advice. I'm just a beginner trader. I'm documenting my journey and how I'm doing things, and this is my weekly analysis and the first one that I've done, so please bear with me throughout this video. But let's see how I go and if this actually manages to help me in my journey. But obviously I've got to try it. So anyway, so I've already done my weekly analysis, and it took me a while to do it because it's the first time I've done this. But I've marked up the DXY gold, and I've gone to Forex Factory, had a look at the news, and then I've written my weekly analysis in my journal, which we'll go over. And I've marked up the DXY. I don't trade the DXY, I only trade gold, but I've marked it up because I trade the Forex version of gold, which is directly against the US dollar. So understanding what the US dollar is doing in relation to gold is going to be helpful, hopefully. That was one of my viewers that told me that they said that, the DXY did this or this Y gold did this. But I thought, I'm going to do this in my weekly analysis. I'm not going to analyze it every single day because I don't feel like that's necessary. It might cloud my analysis or cause me to be tempted to trade other things. So I want to stick to my daily analysis being gold, but DXY I think will be a good idea to see what's kind of going on as an overall instrument and then what it could potentially do in this coming week. But we also have the US government shutdown delayed the news for this week. Barely any of it came out at all. So we'll see how we go this coming week. Can't predict anything. I don't know if I'm going to trade. Whole of last week I only took one paper trade, which was a win, but I took the paper trade because I was unconfident. So yeah, anyway, let's get into it. So we've got gold here. Let's start on the daily time frame because that's what I marked up most on. I did this massive, this is like, I don't really know if this is the right move, but I did this uptrend on, I think it was a daily chart that I marked it up on, or the weekly. It's obviously, this was like last year price action that I based this trend line off of, so I don't think it was particularly the right thing to do, but yeah, I've got it there. It's kind of just like a overall, like, price probably won't break below here because gold is pushing bullish, but if it does, then it does. But we'll revisit that. I've got this key level of consolidation marked out where you've got a level of support and a level of resistance, and price is bouncing in between those. I trade ICC, so when price is in a level of consolidation like this, we tend to see a indication, correction, and continuation. Or in a trending market, I always do this every single video. I don't know where the freaking path tool is. Okay, here it is. Or in a trending market, we'll have a indication, correction, and a continuation, and that's basically what my strategy looks like. Entry there, stop loss there, TP here. That's my strategy. Obviously, that's a super simple version of it, and I don't teach it. If you want to learn it, go to Trades by Sky. But so we've got this key level of support and resistance, and price never came back to do a correction and a continuation on this. It's kind of just broke out this level and continued up ever since. So I've marked out a trend line from that point where price broke out. The reason why I didn't mark a trend line down here is just because with the consolidation in between price movement, none of the trend lines looked very good. Like, we've got 3 touch points on this trend line, but then price breaks underneath this trend line, and then it breaks above this trend line, and I don't like, price obviously isn't bearish underneath here at all. It made a mass push up, and when you look at like price starting here, like, I don't know, potentially it could be seen as a new area of support, this trend line in the future, once price breaks above this level and maybe continues trending up, but only time will be able to tell on that one. Also, I want to use a disclaimer. ICC relies a lot on support and resistance. It's not a support and resistance strategy. I'm not buying at support and selling at resistance. It's not what I'm doing at all. But the reason I've integrated trend lines is because trend lines are dynamic levels of support and resistance. So this is like a dynamic level of support. Obviously, I'm not saying price must react off of here, but when you've got a support here, you can see we've got touch point, touch point, touch point, touch point in a consolidating market. In a trending market, we've got touch point, touch point, touch points here. It's a level of support, and a level where buyers are sitting at. Anyway, that was a really over-explained thing for no reason. You can pretty much see I've just marked out this trend line, and then if price sells off down to this level, I know that this is like a level of support potentially where buyers could be sitting at. But if we zoom in, I actually didn't see this until later on in my analysis, but we've kind of got this level of resistance. We could even carry down the level of resistance to here, but I think that this level is a little bit more suitable. We've got a reaction candle here. What's this called? A reaction candle. I don't know what it's called. I should probably research a little bit more on specific candlesticks, but I know you've got the reaction candles here, here, here. We've got the indecision candles where it's, I think it's called a doji, where it's like basically like an X, and like a plus sign basically. But anyway, we've got this level of resistance. So price is hitting this, selling off, hitting this, selling off, hitting this. It's hit this now. So I kind of want to see if price is going to actually break past this level and continue the uptrend, continue to hit the level of resistance as it moves up, or see if it hits here, sells off back down to either this level of support or this level of support. This is a newer level of support, this darker pink line, because my pink are the bullish candles and purple are the bearish candles. But we've started from here, and then I've just kind of carried up to the recent swing point. This is like the most recent swing point. Is that the best one to put it at? I actually think so, now that I'm looking at it, because that's technically only one touch point, but then if we move it, then that's like multiple touch points. But then if we move it here, that's more touch points. I don't know, maybe I'll leave it there, because then that way, if price hits that level, I will get alerted sooner, and that's the most recent swing point. So anyway, I've moved that now, but this is the more of a recent trend line or level of dynamic support. Anyway, so that's gold, and I'm just, basically just looking at this key level of resistance, key level of support here, key level of support here, and if price sells off, I want to see it really come back down to here to do an indication correction continuation, because price is fractal, so that would be a high time frame version of my strategy. And then if we go into the DXY, I trade the Forex version of gold, so it's gold directly against the US dollar. This kind of looks a little bit crazy, but yeah, this is the DXY. It's been going down for a minute. Like, look at that crazy bearish movement, but it looks like it's, this is like a crazy move, a super steep move, and that looks like it's kind of rebalanced. It is doing consistent lower highs and lower lows. So we've got this, I've zoomed in, I've only done like the past 2 months of data here, but we've got key level of resistance here, a dynamic level of resistance here, where we can see price made a touch point here, touch point here, touch point here, touch point here. That's 4 touch points. Price has almost like broken out here, but then it's come back down and it's kind of found a new steeper level of resistance. And then it's also found this level of support here where it's had 1 touch point, and this is the second touch point. We'll see how price kind of reacts here. I've got these two to kind of see what's going on, because you can see that price was forming like lower lows, lower highs. It's obviously going down here, but then it's kind of formed a little high, like low, higher high, lower. I feel like I just got all those theories wrong, but we can clearly see that price is making a little bit of an uptrend here, and it's made a higher low here. Obviously, this could be internal structure, so we'll just see what kind of happens. At this point, that's why I've marked out these lines. We've got this ICC setup. I put a note here: ICC setup, indication has been made, correction has been made on the daily time frame, because we're on a daily time frame. So we could potentially see a indication, correction, and continuation, and price using this dynamic level of support as it continues up. And then I'd want to see, then if price is potentially going to go bullish here, then we could potentially expect gold to, I clicked on the ad, we could potentially see gold go down. So yeah, and we've got this very typical level of resistance where I've noted price is bullish above this level. So we'll go into the 4 hour just so you can see a little bit clearer, but really just giving you more information. I think the daily time frame was probably the most clear, so I'm just going to move back to that. But I'm just really showing that to you to show you it. Yeah, so I'm pretty happy with the analysis on DXY and the analysis on gold, but we'll see how it reacts as we go through the week. And we're going to go through the news. So we've got, we don't have any news up until Wednesday, so no news Monday, no gold, no US dollar news on Tuesday. On Wednesday night, for me, because I'm in Australia, we had the FOMC meeting, so that's Thursday morning my time, but it's really Wednesday night New York session for me. And what is this? Australian bank holiday. I don't have a bank holiday. Anyway, Thursday night we have the unemployment claims, which is tentative, so that potentially might not come out. And then we have power speaking on Thursday night, which I don't know if it's still going through because of the US government shutdown, but we'll see how that turns out. And then Friday we've got lots and lots of news coming out. You can see it here. I've also noted it down in my trading journal, but it might not come out, it might be delayed. We'll kind of see what happens. And then this is my trade seller. This is my journaling tool that I use. I use it for my back testing. I use it for my journaling. I use it for just staying accountable, my progress tracker. So it's like staying accountable and doing things that I say I'm going to do throughout the week. That's what I use it for. I always have a link to it in the description if you guys are interested in checking it out, using it for yourself. But yeah, it's what I generally use all the time, and I think it's really, really good because I was going to use other tools, but I like how this one kind of packages everything in one. So this is the week ending 5th of the 10th, 25. This is also the weekly analysis for the current week, but I just kind of put that there because I don't know, it makes sense to me. But the market outlook, the higher time frame bias instrument is bullish overall, and it's midway through a trending range. So what that basically means is we've got this trending range here. So the range is, to me, the level between the support and the resistance. So this is the dynamic support here, and there's also another level of support here, and then the resistance here. So this is what I'm calling the range in between these two candles. Where's my arrow? In between these two candles. So we're pretty much midway through here, and we've hit a resistance here. So we're currently midway through a trending range. Yeah, that's pretty much all I put there. And then the key levels and areas of interest this week is the resistance level. Price broke through on the daily chart. Yeah, okay, that's that high time frame ICC setup, and then the support level of the trending PA. So that's that dynamic support level, aka the trending line or the trend line. Oh my god, my words today. And the resistance level of the trending PA. So that's the dynamic resistance level. So that trend line on the opposite side of the trend, and then the resistance level at the end of the trend, so that resistance level that we marked out here where price is rejecting at. And then upcoming events, we basically went through them, and then the market conditions I expect. So I expect trending on a higher time frame, but the US government shutdown could cause volatility and delayed news. US government shutdown is most likely going to push gold up and to be bullish, as it's a safe haven for a lot of investors. So I expect price to kind of stay on the high time frame trend, which is bullish. And yeah, and then the trading focus, what setups am I focused on this week? Resistance level at the end of the trend, potential ICC setup. So if price breaks above that resistance level, and then if price breaks below, I want to wait for the high time frame to show more bearish trend price action, because I don't feel confident selling at all-time highs, because price is at all-time highs. I don't know if I mentioned that. And then yeah, what setups am I avoiding? Sells, like I just said. So because all the time frames are indicating bullish movements, apart from the retracement to the resistance level in the high time frame, so that higher time frame ICC setup, but everything's pointing towards bullish. Like the US government shutdown, that's a bullish indication for gold. The rate cuts that are being speculated is potentially a bullish indication on gold, but we'll see what happens, because I think they'll put on hold. And then even the news that has come out, a lot of it's a bullish indication of gold, and just price action itself is really just showing that gold is going to go up. Even the DXY is going down, so gold should go up. So everything's pointing towards bullish. So for me to take a sell, I'd really want to see some actual solid trend happening before I hop into it, just because it's going to be higher risk. And then what would validate my bias? So a breakout of the dynamic support line, forming lower lows and lower highs on the 4-hour, 1 hour, basically what I explained. I'd want to see some trending price action, trending market structure. What am I saying? Bearish market structure, so lower lows and lower highs on the 4-hour or the 1 hour. So I want to see it on a high time frame. I'm not just going to take a 1 hour low low lower high. I want to see like actual like a trend forming, some real market structure that I can use. And then how will I manage my risk this week? Trade one trade a day. I trade a $2,000 account. It's a live account. It's my own money. I'm trading 1% risk because I'm a beginner. I've literally, like, every single video I talk about how I'm a beginner trader. I've not been trading for very long. I've done my demo account, I've done my forward testing, my back testing, everything. The reason I'm coming in with a live account is because I want to experience the emotions and the psychological effect that trading has on you, and I want to build my mindset before I start up and go into doing prop firms and even just investing more money in my live account and potentially risking more on my live account. Like, I want to get up to 2% risk per day or per trade, especially because I'm taking one trade a day. But at the moment, I think 1% risk is perfectly fine with me, because that means that I have heaps of capitals burned through before my account's gone, and really I shouldn't be able to burn through it all, because I should have learned by then. But anyway, that was just an explanation because, yeah, I don't know, over-explained for no reason. So my mindset and discipline focuses for this week. How do I want to show up as a trader? I want to be consistent with my mindset plan, so my affirmations and reading over my daily notes, which I'll probably show you guys the process of that later in the week. It's like my daily trading routine. But I also spoke about it in my video where I set up my trading journal, so go and check that video out if you're curious. And then I only want to trade once a day, because the week before that, I traded twice a day. I doubled down on a setup that I was way too attached to, and I gave back so much of my profit. Like, I lost both of those trades, and I ended up only being, it was the whole month that I lost a bunch of my monthly profit. Overall, the whole month I was up $7 because I gave back all of that capital on that stupid freaking trade. I sold at all-time highs, and yeah, it was a good setup, but because it was at all-time highs, it was not valid. Like, I needed to see more confirmation and more reason as to why I was taking the trade. I was really just taking the trade because it was like, oh, this is a setup that I can take. I'm excited. Let me take this trade, instead of thinking like, okay, what could go wrong? Anyway, we talked about that in, I think, my last video, one of my review videos, my weekly recap. But anyway, now this week I only want to do one trade a day. So if I lose a trade and the setup comes up again, I'm not taking that trade. I need to take one trade a day. And then I want to be consistent in reviewing my trades, because I talked about it in my last weekly recap. I've not been very good with my journaling my trades, so I want to be consistent in that, and I want to be consistent in my morning analysis. I don't want to miss any days. And then my biggest psychological challenge I want to work on is understanding the statistics and practice profitable trader habits. So that's from my affirmations and reading over my daily notes. So my daily notes are literally statistics of unprofitable traders. So it goes through like why trades fail and stuff like that. Can I maybe show you guys daily practices? Oh my god, are you guys gonna get a little a little teaser into like the video that I'm going to post later this week. So this is basically what my notes look like. So let's go a random one. Those who are detached from outcomes and focus on process over results are 4 times more likely to maintain long-term profitability. Traders who only take setups that fully meet their criteria are over 80% more likely to avoid unnecessary losses. Traders who reflect on missed trades and doing nothing decisions are 2 to 3 times more likely to develop patience and avoid chasing the markets or being a profitable trader. So that's like kind of what my notes look like, and that's why I really want to focus on making sure that I'm doing them so that I can really like nail it into my head, like the things that I need to do to be profitable. And what was that? What are we up to? Understand the statistics. Okay, one rule I must not break: 1 trade a day. That's one rule. I must not break that rule because I don't want to be losing, over $20 or over that 1% risk a day, because my setup only comes up a few times a week, if that, even like a few times a month. So if I'm losing 2 trades in one day, I might not see a setup for another like week. I can, I don't know if that's making sense, but like say I get 5 trades a month and I win 3 of those out of 5. If I double down on a losing trade, I'm going to be giving so much of my profit back. But yeah, I'm over explaining for no reason. My main trading goal is to take A+ setups with no hesitation. So I hesitated on an A+ setup earlier on and I was overthinking it, and I took it on paper to try and build my confidence, and the trade ended up going through. So I want to, when I actually see an A+ setup, just take it with no hesitation, as long as it's not shorting out all-time highs and really does look like it's going to work. And then my main mindset and discipline goal is to do my daily trading routine for my mindset. So that's again my affirmations and daily notes. And the personal accountability goal, do my daily journaling routine. Yeah, so that's basically it. I basically went through everything in this weekly analysis and what I'm kind of planning on coming into this week. Let me know if you guys enjoy these videos. Even if you don't enjoy them, I'm probably still going to post them because it's helping me keep accountable, and it's also just helping me, like doing this weekly analysis is going to help me in the future, hopefully. But we'll see how it goes. I really, really appreciate you guys for sticking this far through the video and for supporting me on my journey. If you're new, I document my entire trading journey online. I document every single day. So yeah, if you're interested, please subscribe and follow along. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow or later today. We'll see. Bye bye.